we are now moving on to the flag assembly process on our workshop. So first off, if you haven't already printed this out, if you'd like to follow along, you can find this online workshop guide under Unit 1. And we're on page 3. And today we're going to talk about the different sizes of the fiberglass rods. The fiberglass rods are the rods that we use to create the flexible rod flags. I'm going to start off just showing you the two different sizes. This is the 48-inch. And this is the 72-inch. The rods only come in these two sizes. I'm not sure, you might be able to have them cut down to size specifically for you for a certain fee. I buy them just like this, and then I have to measure them and cut them to the size that I will be using. So next I want to show you the difference in the flexibility of these rods. So the first rod is the .125 rod. As you can see, it doesn't have a lot of flexibility, but there is still some flexibility. I also want you to see if the rod is shorter, it loses flexibility. So no matter what diameter of rod you use, the shorter you cut it, the less flexible it is. Now, it's still a lightweight rod, so it's not hard on your wrist, but it does lose flexibility. The second rod I'm showing you is the .098. This is more flexible. But again, if I cut it shorter, it loses some flexibility, but it's still lightweight. And the last rod that I'll be showing you today is the .80. This is very flexible. I want to point out also, if you've noticed, that while I'm handling these rods, I'm trying to keep my fingertips on the rod and I'm not grabbing it with my entire hand. You want to handle the rods very carefully because they're made with fiberglass, and fiberglass will get into your hands and then it'll hurt. It actually feels like a splinter. It feels like you get glass inside of your hands, and you can't just take them out. I don't know how to do that yet. It's happened. So what you want to make sure you do not do is take your hand and rub it across. So just kind of hold it in the points or the places that you're working with specifically. Don't rub your hand into the rod. The next thing I want to show you is these all come, they provide end caps on the specific website as well to order. The reason we put end caps is to protect your silk because you could potentially damage where the rod casing is. These ends could cut through your casing and make a hole. It can damage your silk in that process. So you want to be sure to add these end caps. The end caps are slightly smaller, with the exception of the .80 rod. So they're made a little smaller so they fit it tighter and they don't slide off, and it helps you not have to apply glue. I do apply super glue. To put these on, you kind of squeeze them at the ends. Just hold on to your rod. And then you'd have to push it on there. And so you would put these end caps on both sides of your rod. Now before you do that, you want to make sure you have it in the right size. and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But for now, this is the end of this lesson, as I have just demonstrated the flexibility of each of these flexible rods. Also, I guess one more thing I'd like to point out, if you're using the heavyweight silk to create your flag, which is an 8 mommy or higher, then you want to use these thicker flags. Of course, unless you like the super flexible, which it really just doesn't give you any control, and it weighs down on your wrist, so it's a little bit harder for you to just flow easily. So I recommend that you use for an 8 mommy silk, that you would use this heavier rod. And that's it for now.